We are here in one of my favorite cities ever. We're here in Boston, Massachusetts. Hey everyone, Scott here, and welcome to the Freedom Trail Tour. Boston's been around for a very long time, since shortly after even the Pilgrims made their voyage over to Plymouth Rock, which is actually off to the southeast of Boston. But we're here on this overcast day right now, actually even some sprinkles too. It's supposed to clear up later, but we're here to go along at least the majority of the Freedom Trail. But we're here in Boston Common. This is the largest park here in downtown Boston, as well as the oldest public park in the United States. This has been around since 1634. And as you can tell, it's still used today by many different people here. Got a little playground right there. And there's a lot of things to do. And also there's the subway station over there for Park Street. Yeah, right behind me, all the way over there, is the Massachusetts State House. This is built back from 1798, and a little fun fact: John Hancock, the same man who was the first signer of the Declaration of Independence back in 1776, actually had a cow pasture here. Why? Because he's John Hancock. He can do whatever he wants. All right, Freedom Trail continues that way, so let's go. Woo! Oh yeah, I've heard of those duck tours. Those are actually tour buses, actually go through the city and then actually will take you into the water. Or should I say the water. And right here by the Park Street subway station, there's the Park Street Church. This was built by Peter Banner back in 1809. Look how beautiful that is. Really cool. And we made it to the Granary burial ground. How many dead people are buried here? All of them. Sorry. But yeah, you can see some really old gravestones here. So old you can't even read anything that's on any of them. Actually, there may not even be anything on some of them. And here is where Benjamin Franklin's parents are buried. They're buried right here. Oh, look at this. A gravestone dating back to, if I read it correctly, 1749. Huh. How about that? Take a look at this. This is where Paul Revere is buried. Yeah, look at all the pennies that they put here. But yeah, the same Paul Revere. How about that? Just think, even the victims of the Boston Massacre from 1770 are buried in there. Oh yeah, if you're doing the Freedom Trail and you're not sure where you are, just follow these bricks. It'll take you along the way. Oh, here comes one of those duck tours, I believe. And no, they didn't have them back in the day. At the corner of Tremont and Beacon, we have the King's Chapel. This is an Anglican chapel built back from 1688. Look how awesome that is. And right near it will also be the burial grounds, which we'll head over to next. Yeah, we're right next to the King's Chapel. We got the King's Chapel burying ground over here. And here is where John Winthrop, who was the first governor of Massachusetts, actually was appointed that back in 1629. This is before he even came over from England, even. Just think about that. So he wasn't even over here yet. But he started to come over a year later. He actually was the governor of Massachusetts for about 13 years. And he actually was very religious, and he did not tolerate anybody who wasn't. And as a matter of fact, actually, he actually banished a man named Roger Williams, who actually went south, and he founded the state of Rhode Island. Although it wouldn't have been a state back then, it would be the colony of Rhode Island. So yeah, it wasn't for the first governor of Massachusetts, John Winthrop, Roger Williams would not have founded Rhode Island. You can see all the different gravestones in here too. This is just a little spur of the Freedom Trail. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go back to the King's Chapel and head that way. From 1865 to 1969, this was Boston's old City Hall. But yeah, just look how beautiful that is. And apparently now it's a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. And right in front of the old City Hall, we have a statue of Benjamin Franklin himself. Lived from 1706. He was born right here in Boston, and he died in Philadelphia in 1790. Oh, look at this. This is on the side of the Benjamin Franklin statue. It's a piece of art showing the day of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And we're in front of Chipotle. So this is Chipotle right here on the Freedom Trail. Why am I hyping so much about a Chipotle right now? Well, it's because what's unique about this Chipotle right here is that this is in the site of the old corner bookstore. This was built by Thomas Creese back in 1711. It was built on top of the ashes of Anne Hutchinson's house. Back in the day when it was used as a bookstore, it had the works of many different authors from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow to Thoreau to Stowe, Hawthorne, etc. Thomas Creese never would have even thought of the name Chipotle back in the day. Here's the Old South Meeting House. This was built back in 1729. This used to be a gathering spot for Puritans back in the day, and even the early 1770s, it is assumed that Samuel Adams even addressed a large crowd here, which potentially could have led to the Boston Tea Party out in Boston Harbor, which is out that way. And right behind me, there's the old State House. This is the first State House for Massachusetts. This is before that State House we saw earlier in the video. Go back in 1713, and in this same building, they actually even debated the Stamp Acts in there. This was, of course, before the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And speaking of that, just a matter of a couple weeks after it was signed on July 4th, 1776, it actually was from that balcony. They actually read the Declaration of Independence to Bostonians here. But anyway, the State House was the State House until 1798, and then it actually was even Boston City Hall from 1830 to 1841 as well. But yeah, it's very beautiful. And right behind the old State House, we have the site of the Boston Massacre. This happened back in March 5th, 1770. We're right at the spot where we're standing right here. And as you can tell, it's actually starting to rain a little bit, so almost wishing I brought my umbrella, but because yeah, they said that the weather forecast rain was supposed to stop, but apparently not. And here's Faneuil Hall, although I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but this was built back in 1741, and basically this was a big assembly area back in the day, and this actually is even where the Sons of Liberty actually first protested against the British rule. Now it's basically used as a bunch of different stores, as you can see. And then yeah, we're actually just on the other side of the hall is actually Quincy Market. All right, let's continue on the Freedom Trail and As you can tell, I'm getting wet right now because it's actually a light rain right now. I kind of wish I had my umbrella right now. And we made it to the Paul Revere house. We're in the north end of Boston right now. And this is the oldest house here in Boston that's still standing. As a matter of fact, Paul Revere himself, and no, I do not mean Paul Revere and the Raiders. He actually bought this house back in 1770.
Yeah, exactly.
Just think of that. And also, one important thing to know, because the Freedom Trail involves a lot of walking, make sure to bring some bottled water with you. Not just any bottled water, but Poland spring water. This water has deliciousness in every gulp of thirst, or every gulp. Although technically not part of the Freedom Trail, but there's St. Stephen's Catholic Church. It's built back in 1862. And then right behind us, we got a statue of Paul Revere himself, warning us that the British are coming. Oh wow, this is a beautiful sight in here. And built in 1723, there's the Old North Church. This is the oldest standing church in Boston. And I'm aware I have raindrops on my camera right now. I need to clean that off. Oh wow, this is nice. Right next to the Old North Church, we got the St. Francis of Assisi garden. Oh, listen. Welcome to Copp's Hill. This is named after William Cobb, who actually settled on this same hill in 1635. And we have a lot of historic gravestones in here too. A lot of people buried in here. It's pretty cool. And here's our last little stop, mainly because actually, hate to say this, but actually running out of time because I have actually other things I have planned this afternoon, and I am aware I have some raindrops coming on, so I'll have to do this in a couple segments. But yeah, right over here we have the Charles River, and then over there we got the museum for the USS Constitution. Oh, sorry about the focus there. And then over there's the Bunker Hill Memorial. Although I don't have a video of the USS Constitution Museum, I do have a video of the Bunker Hill Monument. I actually went there 4 years ago to the monument itself, so I'll post a link to that video. But yeah, although I didn't cover everything on the Freedom Trail, but at least we got a very good glimpse of everything, or a good glimpse of the majority on the trail. Because I know I miss a few spots, but you really have to check out the trail for yourself because it's a great history walk. I highly recommend it to everybody when you're in the city of Boston. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give this video a like or a thumbs up. And for more great Scottman 995 travel videos, definitely click that subscribe button. Also, at the end of every video, I have a link to my Twitter and Facebook pages. So anyway, thank you for watching today's wet and rainy video here on the Freedom Trail here in Boston, Massachusetts. And this is Scott signing out.